Hi everyone, welcoming you all to another exciting episode of Iconic Ads with Devleena and Saurabh. And with me, I have my expert co-host, Mr. Saurabh Bajaj. Hi Saurabh.
Hi guys, good to be here.
Saurabh, what is next? I'm just so curious. Lot of exciting insights and interesting reviews we are getting for our previous episodes. So now I'm so excited. What is new and what is next?
Now that we have done national campaigns and we did regional campaigns, let's now get into a very different product. Let's get into a niche product. Let's get into a product which is probably not so mainstream, but if anybody has heard about it, they can't forget it. So maybe
Yes.
that's another very interesting approach towards making something iconic.
Right. So we have something, we have discussed a lot of serious campaigns, serious categories, serious ads. So let's do something which is into fun category. I mean, the campaign is into fun category, So the brand, the fun, but the way they have projected it is in a very hilarious way. So
Absolutely. Yeah, in fact, my most fun time in my career has been with Diageo, and that was all about whiskey. So, can we explore beer today?
yes, we are actually, pulling threads from the same line, Diageo. So I have I have a campaign in my mind, and I have a guest also for that. Do you remember the ad, beer shampoo, man shampoo, gorilla ad?
Yeah. I think the beer shampoo is still one really cute product. Whenever I see it in the market, I'm always tempted to pick it up. I think the beer shampoo is a really cute and quirky brand series. In a category which is all serious with the Head and Shoulders and anti dandruff and all of that. I think the beer shampoo is always one cute product which you see on the shelf, and whenever you see it, you have this unique identity that they have crafted for themselves. And you can't miss it.
That's right, and I think that urges the customer, to try it first. So I like the ads also, which are very unconventional, different. So we would love to talk about it, definitely here.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Man hair is different. It's man hair, not woman hair, but man hair. And man, you gotta care for that man hair, or it will look like a bear. So get yourself the shampoo that has something men love. Not that. That. Park Avenue Beer Shampoo. And dudes, just because it's a beer shampoo, you do not drink it, but shampoo with it like a man. The beer makes your hair shiny and bouncy. Yeah! Cheers to man hair!
I often take a break from the boardrooms for these greens, these waters, and this calm. But most of all, for this. The world's best head massage. You should try it, only if you're confident it won't damage your hair. But seriously, you want to live your whole life without experiencing a gorilla massage? Here, try the new Park Avenue Beer Shampoo, made with the power of barley and hops. It's enriched with natural proteins and vitamin B for really, really strong hair. Park Avenue Beer Shampoo. Cheers to strong hair.
Let's find your friend who would take us through all of this history around the beer shampoo.
Yeah, so we all know him by now, Mr. Chandan Jha, who already spoke about some of the campaigns, exciting campaigns. So let me welcome Mr. Chandan Jha, who is a founder of Simple Tribe and who had worked with Publicis Communication.
Great. Hi Chandan.
Hi, Chandan. Everybody might have noticed this particular ad. I mean, whosoever has watched because of various like beer, man, and aggression. So before we proceed, Chandan, again, we would love to know about your association with this particular brand, your involvement about the team, and little overview.
So Park Avenue actually was a small brand when we had taken it on. When I say as a small category, I won't call it a small brand. Park Avenue has been fairly big. When I look at the brand Park Avenue, then it's fairly big, right? Because along with Raymond's, they've been present across the country as a clothing brand. Right? But as a personal care brand, they were very small. They were one of the smaller players. When we had taken it on, then they took the fight to Axe and Nivea in many ways in the deo category. Right. At one point they were as big as Axe, which is when we said that okay, let's look at expanding the portfolio across other products. Strangely, they also had a soap which did very well in AP and it remained in AP and West Bengal, right? In two markets. I never figured why, but yeah, in those two markets for some strange reason, men want their own soap, unlike other places where it's the family soap. Strangely, even shampoo follows a similar behavior, right? So it's typically the family shampoo. Everybody uses the same bottle in the house. In a lot of my home visits, also I've realized that when it comes to deos, all the youngsters that we met, these 20-year-olds and all in Delhi and in Bombay, and when you look at their homes, right? So they have a deo which is part of their cupboard, but their soaps and shampoos are part of the family. It's part of the whole thing, right? So strangely, the toothpaste and shampoo and oil and everything else is part of the full family kitty. So there was a space for a shampoo, right, which could have been targeted clearly to men. Not that others haven't tried it. So for example, Garnier Fructis tried it. They did couple of endeavors. They used John Abraham as one of the ambassadors. Head and Shoulders tried something with doing a men's shampoo and all that, but it remained too small. Whatever endeavors which were just, I think, done out of political correctness and really making any strong impact into the category. Incidentally, Park Avenue's beer shampoo used to be available many years ago. Right, it used to be available in nice glass bottles, frosted glass bottles in the clothing store.
Wow. Okay.
Many years ago, and they used to do a whole bunch of EDTs and colognes as well. Right, at that point, like I remember it when I was in like high school or maybe just after high school which is back in late 90s maybe. So anyway, so we said, okay, can we revive the beer shampoo? So we just had that as a passing conversation. One couple of months later, we were shown the beer shampoo in one of the pint bottles, right? And it actually looked like a bottle of beer, then looked like a bottle of shampoo.
Yeah.
So it was as packaging, it was done by not a regular packaging design place. It was some youngsters who kind of got together and put it together, and they did the merchandising also like that. It was sold in stores in beer kegs or beer buckets in many ways, right? Put 6 of them, and then it was displayed like that. So it was a novel product lying in the regular stores, and I think a lot of people bought it just by the sheer novelty of it.
Yeah.
And it was an okay product, as in a super specialized category called hair. Okay, where people are like dissecting hair. It's actually splitting hair in many ways.
No doubt. Tiny hairs, dandruff, name it.
Yeah, you name it, and there is a product for it, right?
Dry hair, broken hair.
Everything. Broken hair, dry hair, splitting hair, dandruff.
Colored, non-colored.
Thick hair.
Colored, non-colored, graying hair, falling hair. I
Child.
don't think anything left in there, right? So we tested this product with a very small digital campaign actually, before we actually got into doing this commercial that you're seeing here.
Okay.
Right? At that time, we had this gentleman in Bombay, one of the commissioners of police, who went to all the pubs, shutting it down that there is no partying or whatever. I don't remember the gentleman's name. So we did a whole series of YouTube videos, which was more about a commissioner of police harassing youngsters trying to wash their hair with beer shampoo, and the whole thing was party time for your hair and all.
Party time for your hair, nice.
Party time for your hair. So everybody was, and this gentleman kept saying that I will complain to your parents and I will do something and whatever, right? So
roughly what year was it? Any idea?
This was 2013, 14. 13.
Okay.
So it did well while we tested it in Bombay. And it was only Bombay at that point. Then we said, okay, let's take this national. So man hair was very much Bobby Pawar. It's almost a parody of the alpha male.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. It's really funny though. It's so memorable. Just sticks to your head.
Yeah. So he wrote it. We all laughed. The entire team at Park Avenue laughed. We said, okay, let's make it. It got made, or it came back. As in, the commercial was shot in Estonia, and the model is German actually.
Oh,
Okay.
He's a German, brought up in England, and whatever. And it goes all around like that.
Mhm.
So I heard of the story when this guy, for example, didn't eat for 3 days and was only surviving on bread and didn't drink water because he wanted his muscles to be like whatever.
Oh.
So yeah, so it came back after being shot. We all saw it in the studio. We all laughed again. We said, let's put it on air. We spent less than 1% of the total media budgets of this category, which runs into a couple of 100 crores, right? Across brands, across some of the bigger brands. In that 1%, I think in the 3 months that it ran, it was already sitting at about 2% top of mind. And the sheer novelty of how the product looked like on the shelves, right, had immediate lift. Even if people didn't use it regularly, they at least bought it for the first time.
yeah.
True. That
Yeah.
is true.
Regular usage became a problem.
Yeah.
Why use regular usage was a problem. So there was an expression where we did in between because there were these studies which came back saying it's the women of the house who buy shampoos and not really the men who buy shampoos on their own. I wanted to challenge that because I refuse to believe that only women buy shampoos. Then I realized that okay, not every household could be like ours.
No, I remember a reference to this thought, and this reference to this thought came when the whole Old Spice rebranding became large.
Yeah.
So when the Old Spice rebranding became large, the whole concept was the man that your man could smell like. And the logic was the fact that that guy is good looking, but it's essentially about selling it to the woman, saying that, you know what, you buy this deo, and you can have your boyfriend or husband looking and feeling like that dude on the screen.
So that expression didn't work so well. At the same time came in this whole thing of can we get into the benefit? People buy into benefits of hair versus just saying man hair, right?
Okay.
Is when we said that the beer proteins kind of make your hair stronger. And that went into the gorilla.
Okay. About the product.
It feels insightful for me because I've always had thick hair, and it's always been an advantage, versus friends of mine who have lost their hair, right? When thinning of hair is a big issue, I'd say, at next stage. And that's where I think the whole gorilla expression sort of nails it, So you want thick gorilla-like hair, you can use a beer shampoo.
So actually, if you look at it, this product was not targeted to men our age.
Yeah.
This was targeted to the youngsters getting out of whatever college and getting onto their first jobs, second jobs. The guys who really don't have hair problems. If you know what I mean.
Correct. Yeah.
So by the time you hit your 30s and mid 30s, you're already in hair problem zone, right? Then you're trying to solve for some problem. You'll have thinning hair, graying hair, something. So this was not targeted to people in their mid 30s. So this was very much
To the fancy category.
21, 22-year-olds who don't really look at problems in their hair.
Yeah.
Their problems
of gorilla ad maybe that can also add context to the discussion.
Their problem really is about styling more than cleansing and shampooing, right?
And experimenting something new, I think. I mean, so that's how the beer thing came.
But still, close to about 45 to 50% of the purchases were being done by girls. I won't call it women. It was being done by girls.
Oh, nice.
That was out of the novelty of it.
That's a good.
Being a male product, right? We never really acknowledged the fact that it's also for women. Honestly, if you were to ask me today, skin and hair have no gender, right? A lot of men have been using products forever. I know a lot of deos with a lot of so-called marketed, positioned men deos which have been bought by women forever. So I don't think there's a clear divide in that sense of usage. Okay, but at least in terms of positioning, it was clear that it is men. And hence, while we were talking about benefit of it, it's still pictured on a man. It's still pictured on a man trying to get a gorilla massage, leading to strong hair and all that. But that's where it lives, right?
So, Chandan, that particular, product, what I feel it was a demand creation category. Beer shampoo was not existing before that. I mean, even if it was, but it was not accepted. So were you having a fear of rejection or maybe an acceptance to the Indian market kind of thing?
There will be a couple of things, right? So in shampoos, for example, you're not trying to create a market, right? You're trying to grab share out of somebody else. Okay. And most of the time it is the ingredient story or the benefit story which kind of, drives preference from one brand to the other. Okay. So usually you will find a repertoire of 2 to 3 brands amongst all users. It's not like they will stick to just one. So they will use one for a couple of months and then switch to some other brand. Okay.
Right.
There were also cases where we found that people are using 2 to 3 shampoos together, right? So they will use a couple of them for a few days of the week, and one day they will use something else, right? It's also sensorial that matters. So there are a lot of people who are more than happy using one soap for 5 days of the week, and they will use a shower gel on those longer bathing rituals that they will follow on one day of the week, right? So it just depends. So there's no hard and fast rule of saying this versus that. But of course, there is a preferential switch that you're looking for. There's a brand preference that you're trying to create, right? And that brand preference is created on the back of the ingredient or the benefit that you're trying to sell, right? So in a super specialized category called hair, or rather, like I said, people have split hair like nobody's business, right? In a category of like super split hair, this was a novel story, right? There is also prevalence of using beer as a conditioner. Right? A lot of us as beer drinkers have kind of used beer the next day. आपने छोड़ दिया, आपसे पिया नहीं गया, रह गया, whatever. You used it next day to wash your hair. So some of the issues that your hair still smells of beer, or when you took that shower, your hair felt as if there's the smell of beer on you, were concerns, right? And in the second iteration of the product, of course, the smell was kind of brought down. It was not as strong as the first version of it, which was very beer-like, right? To me, honestly, this was 7-8 years ago, right? Today, when I look at this product on the shelf, it's lost the essence of it being a beer shampoo. Now it feels like any other shampoo because there's not such a strong sensorial smell of beer. Even from a texture and color perspective, it's become more emulsion than clear gel, right? So it doesn't look like beer anymore. It doesn't smell like beer anymore. So it's becoming more and more generic shampoo with some beer ingredients in it. So over a period of time, it's lost its essence. Where it started and where it is, they're like diametrically opposite of where it could have been.
So this was hilarious and it was very interesting. So Saurabh, what are your 3 takeaways and learnings from this conversation?
Yeah, no, I think it's a superb one, and there are some very exciting learnings, I believe, here for marketeers, and not just from an advertising standpoint. So I think the first thing for me is, how do you essentially carve a niche within a category? There are a lot of categories out there, but within categories, there are certain products which have always created a niche. Whether it is the, Reckitt Benckiser Bang, right? Or it is the, Kinder Joy in the world of chocolates. Or, whether it is Mad Angles in the chips category. There have always been these disruptor products which have created a large niche for themselves. So similarly, in the shampoo category, if you wanted to take on a new consumer segment, which is men, you can sit on the resident knowledge of the fact that beer is known to be good to clean hair or to give stronger hair. So you are able to use a very interesting consumer insight to build a very new product innovation opportunity. So for me, the first learning is, how do you take on a conventional category and build a niche there? The second big learning for me in this category is, how do you create a very differentiated personality? So not only have they created a beautiful bottle and a label, but also the look and feel, which looks really international. You have these, global looking, actors. You have a look and feel which looks very international, and you never know what budget it's been done on. It doesn't have to be a very big budget film, but it just has to have the right production values, the right creativity to create its allure as something which is international in special. So I think that is where these advertising and packaging nuances play a big role. Yeah. The third big learning for me is really about tailoring your communication to the phase of the brand. The first phase of any brand is typically relevance. And what is being done by the first launch commercial is to say, why should you consider a beer shampoo? You should consider a beer shampoo if you are a man and you want, and if you want strong hair. That's about it. I mean, it's as simple and clear as that. So they had a first communication, which is for launch. And then you have a second communication, which drives preference. Why should I prefer a beer shampoo? You should prefer a beer shampoo because it gives you really strong hair. It can withstand a gorilla's massage. And the reason why it has a strong hair is because it is made of hops and barley. I mean, as simple as that, right? So intensely creative, beautiful pieces of advertising serving their brand task with crystal clear clarity. So hence I would say there is some really smart marketing which has been going on there. And just to summarize for everybody, one, build innovation in a niche opportunity by doing something different. Second, build the right production value so you create the right brand world to launch launch the product in the right manner. And third, build occasion basis the phase of a brand's launch in the market. And I think if you do those three, you got a nice way to build a kick-ass fresh innovation into the market.
Superb. And thank you for bringing these points here. This is going to be very helpful without overlooking the importance of, how an innovation can do wonders in a category, conventional category, building the unconventional way. And yeah, we can't agree more on that. So thank you for sharing those insights with us. And yes, so
Let's move on. Absolutely. Let's see what we have with us coming to us next week. Maybe for next week, we should just keep it a surprise.
yes, so let's keep it as a surprise for the guest. And we have been revealing enough. So let's wait and watch what is next.
Perfect. Looking forward to next week.